Hey guys, taking a look at Algorand and mostly looking at the BTC chart with Algorand because I think that gives the clearest picture of what to expect from it. As you can see, we have a very well-defined support and resistance zone here where it held a support plenty of times, then held as resistance here. And we also have one here, and then we also have one here. And so what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to play this trend line with this resistance and then playing it up to this resistance. And so the way I'm going to look at this is that right now we're hitting this resistance line and we are having a little bit of trouble with it. And I want to know whether or not we can hold it or whether or not it fails to and it gets rejected. Because if that happens, then what I expect is that it will come back down here to this trend line where I will then want to buy at this trend line and then ride it up to this next resistance zone, which would be around 4,600 Satoshis. So my idea would be to buy it in the 2550 range, sell it in the 4,600 range. And even if I'm thinking about this in dollars, I'm going to mainly be looking at the BTC chart to make those decisions because this one gives the clearest picture of where it can go. Because when we go and we look at the dollar chart, we don't really have an upward side to be able to compare it to. So you see over here, like it goes up to $3.40, but I'm not really wanting to base this on anything because I want to see more data back over here. So that's why I want to look at the BTC chart because I can know that once it hits 4,600 Satoshis, it's a good time to sell, or at least to take most of my profits and then let my moon bag ride to however high it wants to go for this cycle. But I mean, as you can see here on the USD chart, it basically formed this gigantic cup. It's rounding up here, and now it's in this little zone here. And I expect that once it breaks out of this zone here, that it's just going to run up and test these highs here, probably even go further. And so I mainly want to focus on the BTC chart. That's where I want you guys to focus on. We have a few different zones that we can kind of mark here and know where to kind of take profits. I think this run here, I think if we can get this thing at 25.50, 25 to 25.50, I think that's a great buy, as I believe this trend line should hold as it has since January, actually. I believe it should hold. And then you're adding 20% here and then another 50% here. So you could be grabbing yourself a 75% return here. Now, if it happens to get through this resistance, where I would want to buy is I would want to buy on the retest of this when it comes back down to test it for support. And so when it tests it as support and then confirms that it's playing support, at that point I would buy and then ride it up to this number here to take most of my profits. So that's what I'm looking at with Algorand. I do think Algorand has a lot of upside. I just don't necessarily want to buy it right now, as it's not really showing me that it's going to get through this resistance yet. So it needs to confirm to me that it can get through this resistance and then retest it as support before I want to put my money into it. Because if not, I'll gladly buy it when it uses this trend line as support again. Like, very happily buy it at that point. So that's my look at Algorand. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if there's any other coins you want me to look at. And don't forget to subscribe and follow. And I'll make another video for you soon.